ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور.
Hello and good evening. Today is Monday, August 11, 2025. I'm Suleiman Talash and you're watching English News Bulletin from RTA News. Let's dive into today's news updates from the country and beyond. Emirate tasked a commission led by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and including representatives from other ministries to review UNAMA's recent human rights report on forcibly returned of Afghan migrants. The commission found the UNAMA did not accurately represent the safe and dignified conditions under which millions of Afghans returned home and instead used selective language that caused unnecessary concern. They urge UNAMA to revise its reporting errors and identified shortcomings and coordinate with government bodies on verified incidents, seeking clarifications on any inaccuracies. Anthony Albanese, Prime Minister of Australia, has announced that his country will officially recognize the independent state of Palestine at the upcoming 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly in September. The Australian Prime Minister, speaking at a press conference, said that Australia recognizes the right of the Palestinian people to have an independent state. Omar Akhundzada, Deputy Minister of Water at the Ministry of Energy and Water, and his accompanying delegation met with officials from several Turkish companies in Ankara during their visit to Turkey. The ministry said that the meeting focused on investment in Afghanistan and the sharing of experiences in the management and implementation of water projects. Overseas, the Gaza Health Ministry has reported that in the past 24 hours, 5 more Palestinians, including 2 children, have died in Gaza due to hunger and malnutrition. According to the ministry, this brings the total number of hunger-related deaths in Gaza to 217, of which 100 are children. In the early hours of today, a targeted Israeli strike hit the tent housing Al Jazeera journalists near Al Shifa Hospital, martyring 4 reporters and injuring 1 more. Al Jazeera has condemned the incident as a premeditated assassination of journalists and a blatant attack on press freedom. Maulavi Sadr Azam Osmani, Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Irrigation and Livestock, met and held discussions with a number of elders from Paktika province. According to the ministry, the meeting covered topics including the construction of cold storage facilities, building small dams, land clearance and certification, mechanization of agriculture, combating plant and animal diseases and pests, export of fresh and dried fruits, restoration and protection of forests, water management and the processing of pine nuts. Deputy Minister of Security Affairs at the Ministry of Interior, leading a high-level delegation, visited Ghazni province to strengthen coordination, promote unity and address challenges. During the visit, he met Governor Maulavi Abdul Samad Javed, several civilians and military officials. The provincial governor stressed that obedience is a core principle in the Islamic system and that implementing the directives from the leadership is mandatory. On the other hand, the Deputy Minister of Public Works announced that the first phase of the Herat-Kawaf Railway's 4th section is now 90% complete. During his visit to the site, he reported that strong progress with the project set to be operational in the coming months. Here's a detailed story.
The Deputy Minister of Public Works, Maulavi Muhammad Ishaq Sabzada, traveled to Herat province to oversee the progress of the Herat-Kawaf project. He stated that the work is advancing well and is expected to be completed in a few months.
About 90% of the project work has been completed and the progress so far has been very positive. We conduct monitoring and the bridges, culverts and stations under course section are also advancing. 20% of those projects have made further progress. Overall, 90% of all project activities are finished, with only 10% remaining, which is expected to be completed in the coming days.
He also says that the railway project is being expanded to additional provinces, and a survey for the construction of Herat-Kandahar railway is currently underway.
Yesterday, we visited the Turkhandy-Herat road, where design work is underway. A contract was signed with a domestic company for the design of this 62-kilometer stretch. The design survey and studies have already been completed, and Kazakhstan has promised to begin construction on this road from Turkhandy to Herat.
The contractor for the first phase of the fourth section of the Herat-Khawaf railway project reports that work is progressing smoothly and adheres to internationally accepted standards.
With 90% of the project already completed, we expect it to be integrated in the coming days. All the raw materials needed for the completion of the project have arrived in Afghanistan and are ready for use.
He stated that with the completion of the first phase of the fourth section, a second station will be constructed along this route. This addition will help prevent traffic congestion and reduce the cost of transporting goods.
The Salam Telecommunication Network has announced the launch of 2 new sites in 2 districts of Paktika province. According to the Paktika Directorate of Telecommunications and Information Technology, the establishment of these sites has provided voice and internet services to residents, significantly reducing their communication challenges. Afghanistan can generate up to 30,000 megawatts of electricity, says Minister of Energy and Water Mullah Abdul Latif Mansoor. Speaking to RTA News, he pledged support for private sector investment and major dam projects to achieve the country's energy self-sufficiency. More details in this report.
The Minister of Energy and Water, Mullah Abdul Latif Mansoor, stated that over the past 4 years, several incomplete projects in electricity generation and water management have either been completed or are in the process of completion. These projects include the Shahan Aroz, Pashto, Kamal Khan and Bakhshabad dams. He also mentioned that many additional projects are planned for implementation this year. In an exclusive interview with RTA News, he revealed that the survey for the construction of 2 dams on the Kunar River has also been completed.
The water resources in Afghanistan should be used for the benefit of Afghans without harming anyone. 2 dams are planned to be built, as shown on the map, which will generate between 1,000 to 1,200 megawatts of electricity. These dams will use the water and then return to the Kunar River.
Mr. Mansoor stated that Afghanistan has the potential to produce 30,000 megawatts of electricity from various sources, and the Islamic Emirate is working to initiate this through the private sector.
Afghanistan has abundant resources, including gas, wind, solar and water. Based on preliminary studies, we can generate up to 30,000 megawatts of electricity within the country.
Mullah Abdul Latif Mansoor stated that the ministry plans to combat drought in the country by managing its water resources and raising public awareness to prevent excessive consumption.
Dams and reservoirs will be constructed, but the main concern is that the people in rural areas use solar energy freely without considering their actual needs. To address this issue, awareness programs must be carried out by relevant ministries to educate people. We have already started implementing such programs in many provinces to control energy consumption better.
At the end of this interview, the Minister of Energy and Water stated that the water rights issues with Iran has been resolved and that the country currently has no problems with Afghanistan due to drought.
And the final one reads that the Ministry of Public Works says that in the past week, more than 100,000 metric tons of goods were exported, imported and transited through the country's railway lines. According to the ministry, these shipments were carried out via the Heratan, Aqina, Torgundai and Herat-Khawaf railway lines. That's all for tonight. Stay with us to stay updated. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا باتورانو کور